Hello YouTube, this is Morgan Airspeed Prime here with my next Avatar news update video. For the most part, this update is going to be about the new Avatar Legends update, the I suppose December update, which again they've put out like even earlier than they put out the update last month. But it has some interesting information which we'll get to. First though, this piece of Avatar merchandise suddenly came up yesterday. I had not heard a single thing about Avatar Monopoly existing until I got a kind of tweet about this basically yesterday saying like, hey, do you know about this? And I didn't. So it's actually like out now. So I guess a lot of the fandom missed this because I usually stay in touch with kind of what's most everything going on. I suppose at this point it's just very difficult to keep up with every single piece of Avatar merchandise, and something relatively significant like this just kind of slipped through the cracks. So you can see here, Monopoly, it's official, Hasbro, Nickelodeon, really cool. It's got the sort of Avatar Legends style new kind of art here. Avatar State Aang with the new style element effects that we've seen on like the trading cards, the role-playing game kind of art, and so on. Here's what the board looks like, and so on. So you can see the Appa card holder for like the community cards. You've got the money kind of with the symbols on it to represent the currency, of course. You've got some dice here, some character cards, and then the different kind of places that you actually buy, of course. And then, yeah. I suppose the most cool thing about this is just the pieces that you use to represent yourself on the board. You've got your blue spirit mask there. You've got kind of Sokka's weaponry, the Kyoshi or Kyoshi warrior fans, the Earth Rumble belt. That's pretty nice. Betrothal necklace. That's Momo. And then the houses. You have tents and I suppose just buildings. I suppose. So pretty nice stuff overall. So you've got Southern Air Temple, Southern Sanctuary, Northern Air Temple, Eastern Air Temple, Western Air Temple. What's the iceberg? It's kind of upside down, so hard to read. But yeah, it looks like each sort of face of the map is a different nation, and it looks like they've gone for pretty standard stuff. Fire Nation Capital, Ember Island, Boiling Rock, Sun Warrior Temple, Roku's Island. Yeah, pretty significant places. So that's really cool. There's another look, the full thing, and there's the back of the box. So pretty cool overall. Choose a character and roll the White Lotus die to activate your special power. So it actually looks like there's maybe some extra rules to this because it's Avatar Monopoly. That's kind of interesting to me. So the character cards to go with the piece, and so it's Aang, Katara, Sokka, Toph, Zuko, Suki. Makes sense. So yeah, I actually bought this, as you can see here. I was just like, cool. I don't think I actually own a Monopoly game at this point, so why not? Seems like a really fun, unique item. We'll see. I'll do a video on it, I suppose, when it arrives. But yeah, just cool. Just let you guys know that this exists because it is it's a pretty significant release. Avatar getting its own Monopoly. If there's any further proof that like Avatar is super popular, there you go. Now, Avatar Legends role-playing game December update number 22, shipping timeline update. So winter, some good news and some less than ideal news. So let's jump in and get everything covered. So they've extended pre-orders until January 1st. So they're allowing even more time for people to order this beyond the campaign. Now that might seem fine, pretty normal, but in combination with basically two of the next couple of things they talk about, it feels a little bit weird that they're basically encountering problems, but they're allowing people to order like even more. Now ultimately, I suppose logically this makes sense. If like they're having trouble getting a huge amount, allowing more orders to make it like an even bigger amount doesn't really change their problem, but it just feels a bit weird in the middle of all of this. Again, they just highlight the whole backer kit thing, that it's really important. Everyone should have got it. If you haven't, here's how you get it. That's effectively what all of the updates have been about, is the backer kit. So they're just reminding us of that again. Refunds no longer available. including pre-orders made after December 1st. But here's the big one, shipping delays. So this was completely, I think, ultimately expected, but I do think they could have communicated better about this. After a lot of digging and searching, we are sad to say that simply due to the volume of printed materials, we need to delay when you will be receiving the physical copies of the game. Turns out that printing over 200,000 books plus hundreds of thousands of journals, cards and dice will take much longer than usual due to cardboard and paper shortages. But even without those shortages, it's just a very high volume of books. Even if our printers manufacture 10,000 books or more a week, it would still take months to print all these books. Our new shipping date is the summer of 2022. We'll have more specifics when we deliver the final files to the printer in the next few months. This new delivery date is for the physical products only, not for the PDF of the game. We are happy to say that we're on schedule for delivering the PDFs to you all very soon. You will be able to play the full game in early 2022. It just won't be a physical book until that summer. We apologize, we know it's not ideal, sometimes it takes longer, they're figuring it out. Next update will be in 2022. How exciting is that? Not especially now that you've sort of announced the inevitable thing that I think most people thought would happen. It's not particularly exciting that we're going to have to wait a month for the next update on the book, knowing that the delay has happened. And then that's pretty much it. You'll note that it's just pretty much the standard thing. Here's the quick start if you want it, and other than that, they're just saying wait and see the final core book. So what they said at the start in terms of teasing what these updates would be in terms of like new play materials, they've blatantly lied about that. They're not giving out any play materials ahead of time, so that's pretty disappointing in terms of they're not communicating particularly well about I suppose what the finalized book is, like giving us any sense for the other stuff inside it. When they said that there would be, I get it. They talked last month about the approvals, but it just feels weird that something you said you would do just flat out can't happen now. The other thing I'll say is just going back to this, they're saying that they're still on schedule for it, but they do say early 2022 and not January 2022. In the same way that they say summer, and what exactly does that mean? Now, they seemingly confirm in the comments below that to them, summer means June to August. So this is not like a thing where they're saying like, oh, it's delayed from February to more like May, June. No, it's more like June is like the earliest possible in summer it could be. So this is a significant delay. It just is. It's basically 6 months of delay. And I am a bit critical of the fact that it's taken them this long to just come out and say that there is a delay. Because what they've made clear here is basically what they said when the Kickstarter came to an end. That they knew the numbers were huge and that they'd have to go to multiple printers and stuff like that. And so what it seems like is that for some reason it's taken them effectively 3-4 months just to tell us that, oh yeah, the thing that we knew 4 months ago is true. Here's the delay. So I don't know. I wish they had just been a little clearer in that, like, I get the impression it was never going to happen, that they were going to hit the February date. And they should have just changed that earlier rather than waiting until now. Because I see a few people in the comments are a bit critical of the fact that you announced the delays right after you stop refunds and you're extending pre-orders. And those three things in combination don't really feel great, that you're already struggling with the number of units you have to make, but you're allowing even more people to order. People who now will have to maybe adjust because it's going to take 6 more months to get here aren't even allowed to request a refund, and the shipping delays. It's not great. And you've seen typically in the comments on these posts a lot of people being very understanding and not a lot of negativity. This is the first time you've seen some proper criticism coming in, because I think for a lot of people this is sort of the penny dropping that, oh, this is going to be like their other projects, filled with delays, and this is the first of them. And this is not the strongest communication in terms of this combination of things together. And I hope this does not lead to this becoming a mess like some of their previous projects, because that then gets you get a little bit worried because of that they're only just getting around to, I think, shipping out Route is the last time I looked at it, I think, and that campaign ended a while ago, and that's much smaller than this. I get it, they have to deal with just how big this was at probably the worst time for a big project, but I don't think they've used the updates before this well enough to get us used to the idea that they would be dropping this delay, so suddenly. I think they should have been much more communicative about this, because effectively the way this reads is that they didn't manage to get all that much done in the last 3 months to in any way hit a February date, and they're just saying like, yeah, it turns out the way we thought it was going to happen, it actually has happened. Sorry. So like, what did they do? It's the same with the approval thing of like, they said why they can't talk about it, but is there really nothing you can show to just give people something to get excited about now that it's going to take a while? And then they're saying there's no delay for the PDF, but also they're not specifying that it's still January. And that doesn't feel too great to me, because they responded to someone down here. Yeah, summer for us is June through August, so that's when the new estimate is. So that's a significant delay. It really is, and it was probably bound to happen, but I think most people were more prepared for a shorter delay, that like, okay, it's more going to be like April maybe, but like it being like 3 times that, you feel that. Because I want the stuff, like I backed it at a tier where I get most of the physical stuff, just not the fancy dice. So that stuff I am excited for. And it takes this thing that was actually going to be probably one of the more exciting parts in the early year, and now moves it into much later in the year. So I think the start of 2022 now looks much worse because some of the physical stuff behind this game has been moved into much later. I hope the PDFs come out sooner than later, and at least that is still coming. But yeah, this is the first time I think they've delivered an update where they've kind of upset the community around this game. And like I said before, the monthly updates I don't think work. I think you need to just do updates when you have them, and not feel the need to hold back on that at all. You just need to get some stuff going, because like the next update, which I guess is going to be early January, they need to literally have the release date for the PDF. They probably should at least preview some of the stuff. If it's maybe more end of January, they should be able to preview some stuff next time out, because I'm guessing we won't see an update on shipping delays for quite a while, because they say here they won't even be sending the files to the printer for the next few months. So I feel like there's a bit more of a story surrounding that, in that, so you're not even going to be sending the files to the printer until effectively, I suppose, like February, like when you were initially planning to release it. There's some stuff that they're not quite saying here that just kind of makes it feel very like, huh? Like what? But I don't want to be too harsh on them just because it is in the middle of COVID, and books and the production of books is probably one of the more heavily hit things, but it's not great. It's really not great if you've backed this, to suddenly get this update that really they probably could have said some of this last month. They probably could have said some of this 2 months ago. Arguably, they probably should have just delayed the physical items as the Kickstarter came to an end. Now that might have been a terrible look as well, ending the backing and then being like, hey, we need to do this. But they probably should have realized what seems really obvious, that if it's done like 10 times what they expected it to do, that it needed to be delayed. Why is it taking this long to finally confirm that, is the main point. So yeah, in the comments, I guess, let me know what your thoughts are on Avatar Monopoly, as well as Avatar Legends role-playing game. Finally giving us some information, but not the information that we want. But that's been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.